All right, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Please, in the chat window, let me know how everyone's doing. Let me know where you're calling in from, folks. Got folks from California. What's going on, Lisa? We got Southern California, Kansas City, right on. So as we get more people joining us today, just give it a minute. We got a lot of people in the waiting room, so we're just letting folks jump in before we get started. But I will say, it's been a pleasure so far doing these webinars with this EXP community. You've been so wonderful. This is our sixth webinar. Can you believe it? Sixth webinar. We've given so much value. Every one of these webinars have been action-packed. And what I'm sharing right here is just some of the stuff that we've been doing. And for those who have been with us throughout all these webinars, I appreciate you staying loyal and coming in with an open mindset to learn. This might be the first time you've seen us. And my name is Michael Lamb. I'm the founder and CEO of Kaydoh. And this, what I'm sharing here is we'll make sure we give everyone this at the end of today. We have a specific link that you can get access to all of our past webinar, all the goodies we've given out. And today's webinar is being recorded, and we'll be able to send that out as well. So you definitely want to stick around towards the end so you can get that link that will give you access to all of this stuff here, folks. And yes, it's being recorded, but you definitely want to stay on because there's a lot of great stuff I'm going to talk about towards the end, in the middle, everywhere. So stay on, folks. Great folks, great. We got both folks from Florida, right? South California, all right. Southern California, right on. All right, folks. Okay, let's give it up, and then we got Houston on. All right, okay, yeah, I was just there. I was over at Austin, Texas. The weather's hot though, right? I can imagine. Geez, I have some family over in Texas, and it's insane over there. I'm in California, folks. I'm in San Jose, California, so I'm spoiled. I have great weather here on the West Coast. Right on, folks. We got some New York folks. All right. Okay. So a lot of great stuff. Now, as a presenter, I can't see your faces, so it's always challenging. So please stay engaged in the chat window. It does help me out a lot as a presenter. So let's get started. What we're going to go over today very briefly is we're going to talk about doing follow-ups. Okay. The past webinars, we've been very tactical, strategic on how you can win more business. But today, I really want to go back to basics, right? When it comes to real estate, it's always been a people's business. Get face-to-face with somebody, and most likely you're going to close a deal. I hear that all the time from realtors, right? Well, when it comes to real estate and when it comes to meeting people and doing follow-ups, most agents think that they lose deals because of price or commission or because an agent was just better. And that's what we might tell ourselves sometimes, but it's not actually true. In most cases, the deal is already yours. You had the conversation, you built the rapport, but then what happens? You usually follow up. You might send a text message, you might send an email. That email might contain PDFs and links about you and your team. And from the client perspective, it feels exactly the same as every other agent. There's no context, no structure, nothing memorable. So today, we're going to go over and show you something really simple. How top agents use video follow-up straight from their phone to stand out, stay memorable, and to win deals ultimately. So let's break this down for a second. Most deals aren't lost during the conversation. They're lost right here, right after you get that lead, whether it's a buyer lead, a seller lead, you had an amazing conversation, but then the follow-up, what happens? Right? That's where momentum dies. And here's the truth. You lose not because you lost to the best agent, but you lose because you lose to the person who follow up better, staying on top of mind. Then repeat that. You lose to whoever follows up better, staying on top of mind. So let's be real for a second here. This is what most follow-up looks like, right? You might, after a great conversation, you might send them a text message a day later. Hey, just checking in, looking forward to seeing you. Or you might have a standard message, you just copy and paste it and send it out. Or you might send them a link that is very standard, right? We have template emails that we just send out, right? And there's really no personalization to that. And from the client perspective, it just feels ignored. It's just overwhelming. There's no connection. And more importantly, it's just forgettable. Now, here's the interesting part. It's not agents don't care, right? We know agents care a lot about their clients. It's the process itself is broken. It takes too long to create something that's really meaningful. There's no simple workflow. Everything is scattered, even your videos. The videos themselves, if you're sending out a video, just a video, it's not enough because video without context gets ignored. And this is where it matters the most when it comes to follow-ups. It's right before a listing appointment, right? Because by the time you even show up, the seller has already made a decision in their head. So what do top agents do differently? Well, first, they don't wait until the appointment to prove their value. They do it way before. They even walk through the door before they even shake their hand. They follow up in a way that feels personal. That's fast. That's organized. And more importantly, they make the client feel that they've already chose the right agent to work with. So this is what makes video follow-up actually work. With Kaydoh, you're not just sending a video, you're sending a complete experience. You build a clean, professional page in minutes, right from your phone. We're talking about drag and dropping your CMA, your listings, your testimonials, everything you're already using. And here's the key thing. You can record a video directly on the page itself from your phone. So instead of sending out a bunch of files, PDFs, and attachments, you're just sending out one single link. This is exactly how you position yourself to win before an listing appointment. So by the time you walk in, you're not competing anymore. It's just one link, one professional experience. Now, while this works across the entire business, the biggest impact we do see with these follow-ups is right here, listing appointments, right? So with the pre-listing, before you even meet them, you're able to do a quick follow-up where you're winning the deals much earlier. If you're using it for open house, great. You can use it for follow-ups right after someone signs in. When at the end of the day, you can do immediate follow-ups at the open house itself. You don't have to wait to get back into the office to do a follow-up. You don't even need your computer. You can do that directly within the app itself. If you end up closing on a deal, you can use that to send referral requests, review requests, and if you're working with buyers, you're onboarding them with this all-in-one organized experience to justify your value. So no matter the situation, you've always got something ready to send. Now, I'll give you something that actually works in real life. This is a great example. His name is HD. He's a Bay Area agent. He got an online seller lead, and he had only 3 days to go to the appointment. He knew, though, that if he showed up like every other agent, he'd lose. He was competing with big teams that had a lot more experience underneath their belt. So instead of sending a PDF and links, he decides to create this personalized page in under 10 minutes. But he built this where he made a little video, personalized it to the homeowner, and he sends out a single text as a text message, and he ended up winning a $1.5 million listing. Beautiful part about this and all this is that he did the exact same process. And he went after an expired listing, and he ended up winning a $4 million opportunity. Now, you might be thinking, is it really this simple? Is it really that fast, right? And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull out my phone, and I'm going to show you how you can do one of these follow-ups directly on your phone, right? And it doesn't matter the situation or the scenario, whether it's working with a seller, a buyer, an investor, it doesn't matter the situation. It's right after a phone call. You can do a quick video message that you can send over where it can package your entire value in one link. So let's use, for example, I get asked a lot about listings, right? A lot of agents care about getting listings. If they have a seller lead, how do they make sure they win that listing? Well, here's the context. I'm going to pull out my phone here. Put a 1 here in the chat window and let me know if you guys can see my phone. I just want to make sure you can see my phone. I'm mirroring this right now. Put a 1 in the chat window if you can see that. I just want to make sure. 1, all right. Beautiful, folks. Okay, so this is my phone. I'm pulling up the Kaydoh app, okay? So again, I'm going to set the context. You just got off, whether you got a seller lead from one of those online portals or someone referred you, right? So regardless if it's even a referral, you still have to act very professional and look amazing, even though they were referred to you. I've heard this many times from people where they got referred, and they thought it was 100% guaranteed they'll get the deal, and they end up then realizing they were competing with another realtor or with another team. So regardless if it's a referral, online lead, it doesn't matter. You get on the phone call, you have an amazing conversation, and then you set the appointment, right? That's textbook 101 coaching right there, right? You get on a phone call, you prospect, and you set the appointment. So today's what? Tuesday? So we set the appointment for Friday or Saturday. Let's give ourselves a little bit of time. Let's say we're going to meet with them this Saturday to walk through their home. Okay? So we have the conversation right after the phone call. Right after the phone call, I'm pulling up the Kaydoh app, and I'm going to use the little video camera. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little video message to just thank them for having a great conversation, and also to confirm with them we're going to see them this Saturday. Okay? The seller name, let's say, is Sarah. Okay. Perfect. There's me. This is my camera. I'll just do a quick recording. Hey, how you doing, Sarah? Great speaking with you. I'm super excited to see you this Saturday at 1 p.m. Now, if I already come prepared, I have everything prepared in advance. Down below has our presentation. I've already started preparing some of the numbers, the net sheet, and we'll talk about that when we're in person. And I'm going to give you the exact strategy and how we can sell your home for top dollar. If you have any questions, you can always text me back. That's it. A very simple message that you can just thank them, and just to confirm you're going to meet with them, but you're delivering it in a way that's going to be completely memorable. Because here's the thing, I'm doing this directly on my phone, folks, right? And then now I'm able to go in and just create a brand new page in Kaydoh, leverage one of my existing templates. And that's the beautiful part in Kaydoh, is that you'll get all of these templates preloaded. And I'm going to choose the listing presentation one. And what I'm going to do here is, now that I've selected the template, I'm just modifying and just personalizing a little bit. I'm just going to update the title so that instead of it says listing presentation for client name, I'm going to have it so that it says Sarah's name, right? So let's just say Sarah Jones. Okay, that's her name. And then I'm just going to update the page heading here so that it also says Sarah Jones. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna have proper spelling here. And that's it. All I did is made a little video, and I just made 2 changes. Now I'm gonna pause here for a second, folks. Was that simple enough? A little video, make a few changes. Put in a chat window yes if you think that was simple enough. Can we do that, folks? After a phone call, can we just do a little video and just make 2 changes? The names, right? Because that's all I did, is make 2 changes. Look at that. We say Lisa, Elizabeth, Christopher. Great, folks. Hey, folks, please, whether it makes sense or not, engage. Because one thing I've learned, especially from last webinar, is that people who engage on these chat windows, they're the most luckiest in life. That's what I've noticed. So go ahead. Let me know. All right, folks. So now I did the video. I make the 2 changes, their names, and then I just hit save. And that's it, folks. It builds me my entire pre-listing package, my entire page in Kaydoh, in the app itself. And now, again, I don't have to go to my computer. On my phone, I'm going to text it directly to the seller. So I'm going to go ahead and hit message, and I'm just going to send it out. I'll just send it out very quickly to somebody. Okay, this is the person that doesn't mind getting me sending out text messages. But when I send this out, look what it looks like. It says listing presentation for Sarah Jones, personal message from John, right? Again, I'm using a demo account. My name is John. If I tap that link, it takes me directly to a Kaydoh page that I just made using the template. It's tailored towards Sarah Jones, and here's the actual video. Hey, how you doing, Sarah? Great speaking with you. I'm super excited to see you this Saturday at 1 p.m. There's the video. Can you guys hear that video, folks? Put a yes here if you can hear that video. Now, if I already come prepared and have everything prepared in advance, down below has our presentation. And if I go down, you'll see the presentations here, which is just in Canva. It's a simple link you can just drop in. And we have the templates for this, by the way, so make sure you stick around. We'll give you the Canva template for the listing presentation as well that you can just plug in. Works right out of the gate. Then you have the market analysis, the comps, marketing services. We have a sample video we like to showcase. We have a net sheet. I mean, not a net sheet, but a live housing report that you can have. A housing report that's from Altos Research. Let me see if I can pull this up on the computer screen. Just make it a little bit bigger since I'm presenting here. Let me just pull it up in here. There we go. I'll pull this on a bigger stage. Here. This is the one that was just made right now on my phone. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Now we can see a little bit bigger. Look at that. There's that video. Here's the comps. Here's the listing presentation. Here's a sample video. It's just from YouTube. I just dropped it in as a sample. You can do that easily on your end or upload a video. Here's a live housing data snapshot. This updates every Monday for your clients so they can come back to it anytime. What we did do, if you notice though, take a look at what we did. We locked up the sale comps and the net sheet. Now I'm going to drop this link in the chat window right now for everyone to take a look at. Okay, bookmark that. You can definitely bookmark that. That's just a sample link of the presentation, but you can see how it looks. And here's a beautiful, folks. Okay, let's do this exercise. Actually, I didn't plan this for this webinar, but let's do this for fun. Okay, everybody click on that link. Okay, put a 1 once you've done that. Let me know who has clicked on that link on their computer. Put a 1 in the chat window, because it's going to be fun. I want to show you something really awesome. Put a 1, folks, if you clicked on the link. Aaron, Chad, Dorel, Chris, thank you so much for participating. Jennifer, awesome. Okay, Brenda, folks, go ahead, stay on that link, okay? And on my end, I have the link. Okay, so let's kind of reset the stage here. I just want to make sure we understand what's really happening, because this kind of sometimes can go a little bit fast, especially the first time you're experiencing this technology. What I just did, folks, is on the app, recorded a video, and I sent that video to a seller as a text message. And this page was built on the fly. Okay, here's my video. Imagine you're in a coffee shop, you're in your car, you got a lead, you had an amazing conversation, and you want to just make sure you're super memorable. You send them this link. Let me ask, folks, put a 1 if you believe this would make you memorable. Put a 1 here. Put a 0 if you don't think so. I mean, please be honest, folks. You know, I don't get my feelings hurt, okay? I'm a grown-up here. I'm an adult, okay? But if you think this is going to make you stand out, put a 1, folks. Kim, Kathy, Susan, Brenda, look at that. You do see it, right? And folks, we see this all the time. When you can send this experience to a seller or to a referral, they are blown away by what you're doing, right? It just convinces them and reinforces that they chose the right agent, regardless if it was a referral or a brand new lead that they've never heard about you and they just filled out a form and you sent them this experience. All right, folks. So imagine all of you who clicked on the link, you are the seller. Imagine you are all named Sarah. So Arlene, Aaron, Jermaine, Remy, you're all named Sarah, and you got this link, okay? I sent this to you, okay? Now, here's the thing. Let's say, for example, I am at the present. I've already updated the page with the comps and the net sheet on my back office. I went ahead and updated the net sheet. So when we do meet in person, get this, I can still pull up this link, the exact same link. I can pull up and we can unlock it together. But here's the thing. I forgot to set the password, or maybe I have the password or not. It doesn't matter. On my mobile app, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to unlock it from my phone. Okay. Again, I'm not going to be in front of my computer when I meet with you in face to face, but you have the link. We can look at it together. But the problem is I have the net sheet here and the sale comps here, but they're locked up. How do I remove it? And here is how you can do this. On the mobile app, on my left-hand side is the app, folks. Okay, I'm going to pull up the app again. All right. And I'm going to go navigate to all my pages down here. I'm going to pull up the one that I sent to everyone. This is the one right here for Sarah Jones. Check this out, folks. I can go in here, go to my content tiles, and turn off both of those tiles lock. So now this, everybody on your end, reload the page for me, and you will see that those content just got unlocked from my phone. Now you can view the comps. You can view the net sheet. And if I wanted to, I can lock it back up so you don't get to see it again. Put a 1 if we understand this value, folks. Put a 0. You need me to repeat. What do you think of that so far, folks? Think about that. You're on the road. You want to give them that amazing experience, and now it's time to really shine. And you want to open up the net sheet. You might know the password. You may have forgotten to set it, but no worries. You have the mobile app. You unlock it right on the spot, folks. Now you look amazing. And then you leave the appointment and you say to them, maybe, hey, I'm going to send you some additional net sheets. And you can do that. Right, folks? And if I want, let's say I decided, you know what, I'm in the meeting and it turns out that there was a big ADU in the back that wasn't there publicly. Great. You know what? I don't want to confuse them. I don't want them stuck on the net sheet that I put out because we didn't take into account the ADU, which adds another, let's say, $100,000 into the value of the home or more, right? So whatever that might be, but I don't want them stuck on this net sheet I sent to them. So right after the call, right after the appointment, I'm in my car and I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to go back to the app and I need to lock up this net sheet. Okay, so folks, everybody, if you reload the page right now, everything is fully unlocked. Visibly, you can view it. But on my end, I don't feel comfortable leaving the net sheet available for you now. I want to lock it up. Okay, great. So I'm going to go in here, go to the Kaydoh app. I'm just going to go ahead and tap this. Oh, my app froze here. There we go. Let me just, it's a little bit lag time here. There we go. Go to my content tiles. And you know what? I'm going to lock up the net sheet with the password. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Now, that's all I did. I just toggled it on, chose the password, and now when you go back and look on that link again and reload it, look at that. It's locked up, folks. You cannot view it anymore. And when I'm ready, I will update it with the correct net sheets, and then I will unlock it for the client. All right, so let's take some questions, folks. Hopefully that was clear. We can definitely repeat some of the stuff and go a little bit further before we move on to just other use cases. One thing I will point out, we have the follow-up scripts you can do for various different scenarios. We have them all ready for you. If you, we're going to drop a link right now. Amy, if you can do that for me, drop the link where people can get access to not just today's webinar, but the past recording, as well as all the follow-up scripts that you can use. Our Kaydoh team is going to drop that link in the chat window, so log in on that link. Let me go through some questions now. Let's see here what questions we got here. Teen, if you can, just make that link available. I think our team is trying to paste in the link, but it's not clickable. Okay, let's see here. When did you, let's see here. When did you enter the address and create the net sheet? Okay, great question, great question. So the address is actually done a little bit later, right? So what I just demonstrated is where you get on a phone call, regardless of where you are, you're able to send a video follow-up. So you don't have the address at the moment, you might write it down, but you don't put it in Kaydoh until later. You're in the office and stuff where you can, which is optional, put in the address to pull in the bedroom, the bath, and the square footage. All of that will be loaded in if that's what you want to do. But a lot of times when we see these follow-ups, they don't go to that level. They just send this amazing experience, and that's many times sufficient enough. But yes, you can certainly put in the address that will populate accordingly. Great question, folks. Let's see here. Let's another question here. The net sheets. Okay, so let's talk about how you can easily put in a net sheet, right? Because that's one of the questions is how do you actually go into the back end and put in a net sheet? Great. So let's do this in real time. Okay, so again, I'm going to drop this link here. Again, that link that I shared with everyone. And team, if you can go ahead and just make sure that Kaydoh page is clickable so people can just go to that page. We're going to use this as a working example. Okay, folks? Okay. And before, let me see what else questions we have. Do you think you are making it? Let's see here. Can this be used for? Yes, you can use this. You can use this in so before I get into more tactical, like just how to put information in, let me go back let me go back to how this can be used in different parts of your business. Um, so we do have it being available for not just for listings, for buyer presentations. You have 40 different templates you can leverage this in. So when you do these follow-ups, the most common use case we do see our customers leveraging the follow-up is at the list prior to the listing appointment or after the appointment, buyer presentation, or even at the open house. The open house has become very effective. So a lot of times when we do, for example, the open house, right, you get people to sign in using Kaydoh. And once they sign in, you got their information, they go around the property, and then they're done, they walk away. At the end of the open house, you can use the Kaydoh app to do a generic video message saying, hey, great seeing you at today's open house. Here's everything you may have missed when you went into the property. I want to give you the photos. I want to give you additional resources about the property, or maybe disclosures, right? Or a link to the disclosures. So you can do that follow-up inside and during the open house. So I want to just emphasize that piece. You don't have to be in front of a computer. You can do everything on your phone. That's the amazing part. And question about, is this integrated with Follow-Up Boss? Love that question, Hiram. It is integrated. All you do is give us the Follow-Up Boss email, the lead email, and we forward the leads to it, and it automatically parses it and registers it as a lead. And yes, this is what you're seeing here, folks, is fully branded to your color. So every agent is different. Every team is different. This is a perfect example of an agent here who's from Compass, that their color brand is more of the black color, the luxury black color, and it's branded to them accordingly. There's nothing here that is purple, that has a Kaydoh color. It's all branded to him, even his custom logos here. Yes. So, and then this is just an example of showing this and using it as a way to showcase your past work. This is a phenomenal way of recycling all of your past videos, all of your past marketing, and putting it inside Kaydoh. It's a great way. Kaydoh is integrated with a lot of systems out there, and a lot of these systems, all they offer or require is that they tell the vendors to send a lead to them via email. Right, so like Bold Trail, Close, they have systems where they will give you a lead, what we call a lead email. You put that in Kaydoh, and Kaydoh will send it to that system, so it will integrate. Let's go here. Let me show very now. Okay, so before we go a little bit further here, I want to just double check and be respectful of the group here before I talk about pricing and just next step is, do you want to see how simple it is to just drop in a closing statement to update the page quickly? Do we want to do that? Put a 1 if you want to see that. Let me know if that's something you want to see. 0 if not, then we'll go right to pricing. Again, put a 1 if you want to see how simple it is to drop a PDF and net sheet right into the system and see it work live on the fly. Okay, we got a lot of people pressing 1s here. Okay, let me go back up here. Set the stage again one more time here just to remind everyone where we are. Okay. So I'm going to move my app to the side. Let me just pull this up right here. Okay. This is the presentation everybody has clicked on. Okay. Everybody has access to this by now. Now, what we want to do is just update the net sheet. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go in this page and I'm going to do is just edit this page. I'm just going to edit it. Okay, so I am in the back end because I don't have the net sheet on my phone. I don't have the comps on my phone. So everything is done on the desktop when it comes to adding in material. Okay, but adding it in is straightforward as when you edit the page itself, you just go to the last step, and then you have all these tiles that are available. You're just either adding in brand new content or you're just replacing information. So for the net sheet, right now, if I click on it, it just tells me this generic net sheet. But let's say I have a PDF, okay? I want to replace this accordingly. Okay, great. What I'm going to do is let me pull up a sample. And folks, if I'm speaking too fast, type in slow, okay? Slow me down if I'm going way too fast. I just have a lot to go over today. Okay, so I have a simple market report I just want to throw in here as a sample just to demonstrate how easy it is to put a PDF in. All I need to do is hit edit. I'm going to replace this entire content with a file. So when you replace a content tile, the squares, okay, when I say content tile, we're talking about these squares here, right? This is a content tile. The content tile can either be a video, a link that goes out, or a PDF that they can view directly. So when I'm in here, I have a menu of different options I can replace the content with. Since I have a PDF on my computer, I'm going to choose add file, and all I'm going to do is drag and drop it right into that box. That is how you can put in a PDF into the website. That is it, folks. You are not limited to just 5. You can have as many. You can have almost, depending on the plan you're on, you can have unlimited what we call content tiles, right? But staying focused, I just added that PDF in, right? We saw how simple was that. Does anybody need me to repeat what I just did? Put a 1 if you are okay. Put a 0 for me to repeat. Let me know. Was that simple enough? Put a 0 if you need me to repeat. Otherwise, a 1 is good enough. The file, you drag and drop it right in. So, okay. So all I do now is hit update, and then I hit finish. That is it, folks. That is it. Now, on your end, when you reload this page, you're going to want to unlock this. Oh, I didn't even set the password. Let me go ahead and edit this again and actually give you a password. Let's go through the process where I want to set the password. So this is already locked up. If I untoggled this, it would have removed the lock. But maybe you want to set a password. So I'll put the password 1 for now. Okay, let's keep it very simple. Finished. Now, everybody, go ahead and reload the page and try to unlock the net sheet with the password 1. Do that for me. Unlock it with the number 1, and you'll be able to unlock it, and now you can view it. And it's no longer the net sheet, but instead it's this PDF market report that I just uploaded. That's all I did, folks. That's all I did. I just took that file and put it in there. Put a 1 if you believe that was simple enough, folks. Put a 0 you want me to repeat. Otherwise, we'll move forward. Simple enough, right? So that is it. Now, if I wanted to, let's say, for example, I want to add something else. Like, I'm curious, from this group here, what else would you put in this presentation, folks? Give me some ideas, and I'll whip something up quickly. Give me some ideas. What else would you put into this presentation, folks? We got the presentation, we got the comps, we got the past video. What else would we do? Anything else we would put in here, folks? We get the housing report. If I want to switch out the housing report, I can go into my content tiles, go to my library. Under my market reports, I can put in any zip code, right? I can say Austin, let's say Austin, Texas. I can search for the Texas report, and boom, I have all of the Austin, Texas. I can filter based down on zip code. And then we got some of this. You can just select some of this stuff. Just select some of the housing report, and now it's in the system. Absolutely. We had a question, is there tutorials? What's great about Kaydoh is that you have step-by-step tutorials for everything I just shared with you. We have it bite-sized 1 to 2 minute video tutorials on how to do exactly a specific item. And once you get on our system, you will get on an onboarding call, and you'll be able to get on a call with us, and within 30 minutes you'll be out the door. You'll have something built with you on the call to be able to use that day. Awesome, folks. Love it. I love the engagements in the window here. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the pricing. Okay, let's go with that before people start jumping off here. I want to make sure we understand the pricing of Kaydoh here. And then we can always jump back here and go some more examples here. We're seeing a lot of great engagements here, so keep it coming, folks. Well, the reports are tied down to a zip code, Kathy. So you had a question on that. So if there is a area and you have a zip code, we have these reports broken down by zip code. That's how close we can get it. This you're using this either follow-up or you're sending it prior to the appointment. So this is great for pre-list. This is you, I mean, you can use Kaydoh in so many different facets here, folks. But I'm keeping it very simple on just the follow-up. We can certainly have a different conversation, and maybe for the next webinar, we can decide what we want to talk about, folks. I'll be more than happy to do that. But when it comes to pricing, let's just go over pricing very quickly, folks. When it comes to pricing, the way it's priced out is based on the number of pages you are sending out, right? So if you're doing 20 video follow-ups, you're maxed out. Once you go beyond 20, what you can do is you can turn off those links and make more. There's no problem doing that. We don't prevent you from making more pages. Here's the thing. You may want to keep those links active a little bit longer. So this is why you might want to be on the bigger plans. As you go from left to right, you get a higher capacity. And with these plans, let's just stick with the popular plan, $59 a month. There is a $199 activation fee. These fees are one time only. You can start off slow and upgrade as you need to. And for those that are on today's call, we're gonna give you something special. We're gonna have a discount code that will allow you to take off $100 off their activation fee. Again, fill out that form. Tiny, if you can go ahead and drop that link again, the tally form. We want to let everyone know where they can go ahead and fill out the form. You can either sign up or you can just ask and download our slides. We'll give you the links here. So you don't have to sign up for Kaydoh to get access to the links to what we're sharing today. But if you are a Kaydoh member, you're not only going to get these templates, but you even get the prior templates we gave out with Leo when we did the agent attraction, which got phenomenal results, by the way. We got amazing people telling us about right after the webinar, they adopted his template, his strategy, and they started building out their downline using Leo's template, which we offered inside the Kaydoh system. So when you do sign up, you'll get that too as well. Going forward, you're limited to 20 pages. You can put up to 16 content tiles. So that's 16, blocks. What we're seeing here, that's what right here seeing these blocks, these tiles. You have what we call K tags. These are intelligent QR codes where you can print a QR code on a writer sign, and you can use it so that it can point to one listing, and when you end up selling it, it can go to another listing. Matter of fact, since we're talking about QR codes, I'm curious, folks. I'm very curious. When it comes to QR codes, put a 1 if you're using your QR codes large like this here, or put a 0 if you're not making QR codes this big. Put a 0. I'm curious. Who here is making QR codes this large in front of their listing, whether it's their listing or they're doing an open house on someone else's listings, but the QR codes, who here is making them this large? Put a 1 if you are, because I bet you a lot is doing zeros. A lot are not. And I'll tell you this is getting phenomenal traction right now, right? Since COVID, everybody has really adopted QR codes, but they really haven't really benefited from the QR codes because they traditionally go to a website that is not personalized, that is not relevant, it's dated, it's not up to date. With these QR codes, they go directly to the listing where it has the video of you introducing the property. And then when you sell it, this QR code points to another listing or goes back to your business card or goes to your website. They're dynamic. So they're very powerful. And when you make them this large, it gets very noticed. This agent here, I remember I asked him about his experience making them this large. He told me after he sold the home, he walked around the community with and just did his post farming strategy. And when he door knocked, everyone said to him, "Wait a minute, is it the home with that big QR code?" So they all recognized it. They may not recognize him as the realtor, but they recognize the QR code. And he got great scans on this. So take advantage of the QR code, folks. We share this within our own community. Kaydoh is an invite only. So if you went on our website, you can't just join Kaydoh. Through our partnership with EXP, everyone will have access to Kaydoh. You get in front of the line and you'll be able to get the benefits of Kaydoh here. So you can see what all of our community members are doing. We can scan this. It just takes you through these Kaydoh pages. Here's a great example of an agent leveraging the Kaydoh QR code that got 4 listings out of it. Something very simple, folks. Again, the QR codes are effective, but you have to have a strategy on where to bring them to. And that's where Kaydoh solves, where we solve that destination place. The QR codes can go anywhere, folks. It can go directly to any one of your pages. So let me just explain this a little bit more. These QR codes, essentially, when you're making pages in Kaydoh, every one of them comes with QR codes built in for you, which you can build out. But that's how, I mean, you don't have to go to any service out there to go get a QR code. That's all pre-built inside Kaydoh. Okay, let me go back on pricing. Any questions when it comes to the pricing, folks? Do we understand that? I know we have some questions about teams. If you're on a team plan, we do have team plans that are much more affordable and it's much more attractive, but that requires you to be on a team of 3 or more. Is anybody interested in looking at team plans here? I just want to stay focused on a single plan at the moment. But if anybody's interested in a team plan, I'll be more than happy to talk about that. I'm going, as I go through the questions here, I want to see what else we got here. We're making great time, folks. Great time. I still got a little bit extra time here on my end, so feel free to stick around. Let's see here. Let's see here. It depends on, okay. Great questions here. Yeah, we talk about limitations. We are integrated with Lofty. Let's see here. Great stuff, folks. Okay, so I think I went through all the questions here. Anything else? Oh, is there a contract? Great question. There is no contract, folks. This is month to month. This is not designed to lock you in, but it is designed to be a true infrastructure system for you. What that means, taking away the technical terms, this is supposed to be your true foundational layer to grow your business. So it's not designed for you to use this for 1-2 months and then cancel. You won't get any benefit. You won't get any value out of it. This system is designed to grow with you, is to be truly fundamental in your business. So when I say fundamental, I'm talking about when it comes to real estate, when you're prospecting, whether you're working with a buyer, you have a Kaydoh page for a buyer. You're working with a seller, you got a seller page for a seller. You want to showcase your past listing, you have a page for all your past listings. If you were working with referrals, you have a page for referrals. For every closing that you've done, you can generate more referrals from our closing page, right? So this is what we mean by fundamental. Everything that you do inside real estate in your business, you want to leverage Kaydoh for that. People that are on our platform, they use it on a daily basis, no longer than a weekly basis. They are logging in at a minimum once a week to leverage Kaydoh, right? So it's not designed to be a system you use once and be done. No. If you use it from that manner, you're not going to get a lot of value out of it. It's meant to be a fundamental tool for your business to grow with. But you can cancel anytime. So if you don't like the product, you can cancel. We do put you on a 14-day trial, so you can try it out for 14 days. And by then, you will know whether it's going to work in your workflow, right? And if you don't, within the 14 days, if you're not leveraging it, we would encourage you. There's no need for you to sign up for it if it's not part of your workflow. Good question here, folks. And we will get on a call. So when you're on our, if you decide to fill in a form and you want access to Kaydoh, we'll get on a call. We'll look into your business and we'll see if it's going to be a good fit too. So I want to make sure that's clear. You know, we do a really good job making sure that you'll be successful, because if you're not successful, nobody wins, right, folks? Nobody wins in that case. So we'll be very honest about that and transparent, whether it's going to work or not. You know, I work with thousands of agents over the years. I know exactly one call with you whether you'll be successful in Kaydoh or not. So what's great about it is when it comes to languages, folks, you have full control what you put in the thumbnail, full control what you put in here in the information itself. There's one agent I can't think of his name, but he does everything in Spanish in Kaydoh. So the content is in Spanish. The language, like the words, all in Spanish language. It's not English at all. So you can control that. Up to you. You can control that. Great questions. Is there a method for follow-up questions after the webinar is over? Yes. We give you the actual follow-up scripts. So in our, where is this? Let me pull this up. The great question. We're going to give everyone the specific link that's going to contain the webinar, but you'll have all the follow-up scripts for all these most common use cases. That's it. So once you fill out that tally form that was just dropped, go ahead and fill it out, and just, at the bottom, the last question is, what do you want? If you just want the slides in the deck, put that in. If you want to move forward with Kaydoh, great. We'll get you signed up, and we'll give you we'll give you the deck, we'll give you the recording as well. But you get to choose. You can either follow up with just getting the scripts, or you can sign up for Kaydoh and someone will reach out to you and get you started. Great question, folks. Great questions, folks. So let's go back here and kind of just do a quick review here. We got a little bit extra time here. When you think about what we've done so far for the EXP community, is the last webinar we did got great traction about agent attraction. Leo Robles was just phenomenal. He's what we call the Mr. AI, and he talked about how he does agent attraction at scale using AI and leveraging Kaydoh together, so that it just does that one singular experience that just knocks off the feet of all the agents that he's attracting. That's what we did last webinar back in February. But we did one where, talked about just leveraging using Kaydoh to win the listings before the appointment. We talked about open house growth hack, how you can leverage Kaydoh at the open house to get more sign-ins. We talked about how you can get referrals from the closing statement itself. And we talked about how you can position yourself when working with buyers. So all of these are, again, webinars that we've done already in the past that you can watch freely. You can watch it again. You can download the slides. And we'll go ahead, and today we will be adding today's webinar to it as well. So just make sure you fill out the tally form so we know you raise your hand that you want access to that, and we'll email you directly this page so you have access to it. Right now it's locked up, but we will unlock it to you right after the call. You're going to get access to all of this stuff. Good question, folks. And the video itself will be on YouTube. But if you want access to the tiles, the scripts, the deck, and past webinars, you got to fill out that tally form and fill it out towards the end and let us know what you want to do. And that's how we'll know who to send it to. Great questions, folks. Well, it's been a pleasure seeing everyone today. Next webinar, we're not exactly sure what that'll be. And if you want to chime in, put in a chat window, what is it you'd like us to talk about? I'm an expert in social media, in marketing, so we can talk more about AI. We can talk about how we can leverage AI with listing appointments. There's a lot of things we can talk about, but I'm curious in the group here, put in the chat window what you think we can talk about on the next webinar, and we'll hash it up. And if I don't know anything about it, I'll definitely bring in the expert to come in and talk about it. So you let me know, put in chat window, what is it we want to talk about next? We want to talk about strategies in getting more sellers, funnels, how to leverage what is my home worth, right? There is an effective way to leverage what is my home worth strategy, which a lot of people miss on, right? People think they could just brute force what is my home worth page and just blast it out and hope that it's just a numbers game. There is actually something different that you can leverage within Kaydoh on what is my home worth in a strategic way. So that's interesting. Let me know. We can definitely talk about what is my home worth strategies, getting more seller leads, or getting more buyer leads, or leveraging open houses, door knocking, farming strategies, going after expireds. I mean, when it comes to real estate, there's endless opportunities, folks. Endless. You just have to pick your lane. Where do you want to focus on and just go all in on that? Don't try to go and try to grab everything, right? Or try to do all different strategies. Focus on one. If you're doing open houses, then just start focusing on doing that consistently. If you're cold calling, then just cold calling, right? You can be successful in any tactic you choose. You just have to be consistent. That's all it is, folks. Right on, folks. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Michael Lamb, founder of Kaydoh. And if you're interested, click on that tally link to get our slides. Or if you want to sign up for Kaydoh, we'll reach out to you and we'll get you squared away. Awesome. Thank you, folks.